Dude, my mom texted me that last night and was like, to tune into the Golden Bachelor and see if they're playing with bread and butter paddles. And I was like, Mom, I haven't had cable in my house for 15 years. I'm probably not going to watch that. And then she replied back like all sad. She's like, they're all playing Gearbox paddles. I think, Tim, stick your mic up right next to the beer. This is the audio sync. Is the beer going off? 3, 2, 1. That's your sync. Dude, this is the first podcast this guy's gonna edit. He's gonna be like, what the hell?
He's like, what did I get into?
All right. Here we go. I hope
Today on BnB TV.
We're gonna be like, I don't know why this.
Brought to you by
I don't know why these cameras didn't stay
Big
in focus.
Joe's.
Guys, we are here back with episode 2. I'm Doug with Bread and Butter Pickleball. This is
Tim,
and we are going to go over a few things today. We're going to welcome you. We are slowly working on getting our podcast game in order. We are building a booth. We're shooting from this little ball pit that we have in our office for today, but we've got a bunch of stuff that we're working on. And but today, let's just go over what we're going to go over. We're going to cover some corporate stuff. Corporate, like we're a corporation. We're going to go over some small business stuff that we're working on. And then we're also going to go over just some pickleball stuff that we found interesting from the last week and a half or so. And then we're gonna wrap it up. So let's just dive right into what we've got going on. Before I begin, did you have a good week since the last time?
Yeah, it's been pretty decent. Actually, yeah, I just got back from my trip. It was amazing. It was cold.
North Carolina.
Yeah, it was beautiful. The trees weren't on fire, but it was starting. So I bet you if you're up there now or heading up there now, it's going to be amazing.
It's probably warmer this week than it was last week, right?
Yeah. I think it was in the last day we were there, it was like in the 40s. And then we went up to Mount Mitchell, which is the highest peak east of the Mississippi. And it was 36 degrees. And the wind chill probably made it feel like 26 degrees. It was cold.
That's pretty cold for a Florida boy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a New Jersey boy. Mm-hmm. I mean, a New Jersey boy that moved to Florida.
I've been in Florida longer than I've been in New Jersey. So does that count
that means,
for anything?
That means you're smart. That's all that means. Cool. Yeah, we've had a crazy week here. We got a bunch of furniture stuff delivered. We're building out new desks. Devin's been working off of a ping pong table. And I've been working off of like this little glass table that just like rocks and rotates, which means that I often move to the ping pong table. So we got like real deal desks. We got workstations and new monitors showed up. So we've just been doing a lot of office stuff and getting it cleaned up. And Tim's been helping build furniture and
IKEA,
dude.
It's kind of cool. I like it.
Dude, for the money,
yeah,
and what it is, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's some of the stuff we've been doing. I'll jump into we sat down and talked to we're trying to bring on a graphic designer that can help us with like production level stuff, just day in and day out, like tasks that we need done. So we're working on that. This podcast is going to be edited by a new editor. This is actually their first podcast that they're going to be cutting so that I don't have to do it. So I don't know exactly when this is going to drop. Like we're shooting this on Friday. Do you know what the date is?
I have no idea.
I've been drinking those beers and I'm little belchy.
It's the 20th.
It's the 20th. So we're shooting
October.
So we're going to see like as a test that may not come out this week. It may be next week, but whatever. We're stoked to kind of streamline this and get somebody else involved. And we're happy to be at a point where we can actually like afford to have somebody come in and edit, and pretty excited about that. What else we
look cooler than we actually are.
Yeah. I hope he can do that. It's not going to be easy.
Let's hope.
And then the only other thing I wanted to talk about and address is the bread and butter pickleball bags. So we have a bag that we can make. I've got like 20 samples in my house right now, and I'm going to be honest with you, every single one of them is garbage. I took one of them to Austin and had it for 4 days of travel. And really what that means is I had it for like 1 day flying in, and then the day that I was leaving, like 4 or 5 days later, I went to go close the zipper pulls, and literally they came off the track, and I was like, I am not going to make an inferior bag. So we basically have chosen a bag designer that knows how to spec out everything, and like we are making this like a military grade. I said it.
Sweet.
We're making like a badass bag, and pretty excited about that whole thing. That's the cool part. The not cool part is
Time-wise.
the timeline on this thing. Like by the time it's done and ready, it's gonna be like June, maybe even July. But this thing is gonna be rad.
It'll be worth the wait.
Really worth the wait. In fact, this is very important. If you're watching this and you're into pickleball bags, I would ask you a favor, and that is to go to the link of this in the description of this video, and there's going to be a link to a survey, and we'll call it out in the description, and I would like you to fill it out. It actually asks a bunch of questions about what you want in a pickleball bag, and everybody that we can to get to fill that out, like it's really going to help us, because we're about to go to the designer and like basically give him the wish list on top of whatever we want.
Like how many cup holders you want in it?
Yeah, how many bears do you want this thing to hold?
How big do you want the locker room for your shoes?
All that
Are you
stuff.
gonna put 2 pairs of shoes?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Do you want a shoe bag that's like on board, one that's detached, no shoe bag at all? Or, you know, there's all kinds of questions that we have on
wet
there.
dry pouch?
All of it. So if you guys wouldn't mind filling that out, that would be great. So that's kind of what we're working on. I didn't have this written on here, Tim, but people will probably ask, just update on the Loco. We're expecting USAPA approval here in the next, I don't know, maybe day or two max. Don't have any worried about this paddle passing. So that's about to happen. The hot sauce got delayed. It will be here next week. I believe it shipped yesterday or today. We're supposed to have it this week. Got to confirm all that with Devin. But we're on track for November 9th. And people have asked, do I still get the bottle of hot sauce? Have you sold 1,000 paddles yet? The answer is we have not. We still have enough hot sauce to ship. So with the first 1,000, I think so far we've sold like 350-ish paddles. I think I have to check with Devin. For sure by the time you watch this, we have sold that many. So anyway, that's where we're at the Loco. And then, yeah, I think we can jump into pickleball news.
Pickleball. Lots of balls.
I think the first thing that we're going to talk about is probably jumping right into the new Gearbox paddle. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about, the new Gearbox paddle. Some people will be like, hey, why are you even going to talk about another company's paddle? Well, it's making waves. A lot of people are talking about it. And I don't really want to talk so much about what the paddle is or what it isn't. I kind of want to talk about the drama behind the Gearbox paddle with having too much power. I saw... So
it's got too much force.
It's too much force. You're making pickleball dangerous. So we were watching Tyler Loon and Jimmy, and what is the name of their freaking podcast? I'm blanking right now. Oh,
You
Lord.
were just talking about it.
Oh my God, what is the name of it? I can't. You're gonna have to, I can't even. I don't even know why I'm forgetting it right now. Probably because it's like a dumb name that just I can't remember. Let me look real quick. Let's see. It's not a dumb name. Don't put that. Oh, that's it. King of the Court. The reason I never remember is because they have more King of the Court is what I remember on Instagram.
More.
But anyway, listen to this. Listen to this audio. Oh wait,
I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. I don't think it.
give me a
Unless
second.
it's coming through. Yeah, you're already.
Oh, is
playing.
it playing through?
We just can't hear it because we don't have our headphones.
Difference do you think a paddle makes?
I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. I
When
don't.
it starts over again. Can you hear it?
Big of a difference do you think a paddle makes?
I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. I don't think it makes that big of a difference in doubles. Singles, I think it does because you're going for passing shots. Power matters. If you're a top player,
Making a
you should be able to keep that
singles.
ball low. No matter how loaded a paddle is, if you're hitting a ball 2, 3, 4 inches off the ground, they're not going to be able to speed that up.
But you lose that control. Too.
Exactly, 100%. You lose that control.
What do you think about though? Like, I mean, when you're driving the ball and you have an extra 10 miles an hour on it.
Ball's going to go out.
Yeah, but if you're driving it right at somebody, like you just said, they're at the net.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
If the players that are complaining about someone else's paddle were to switch with that paddle, I don't think the outcome would be different.
So anyway, the biggest thing about this that I took, Tim, that I found funny, it's only got 5 comments at it, but Leah Jansen wrote, "I hope someone clocks Tyler with a D-Lam paddle." And then,
Boom.
But then somebody else wrote,
Oh yeah, is there any?
somebody else wrote, "Sounds like someone's sugar level spiked." Which, isn't quite funny because she does have diabetes.
Yeah, and
Let's not
that's-
laugh at diabetes. It's not
No,
funny at all.
It's a serious thing.
Very serious. The only reason it's worth poking fun of just because of Leia, and getting all fired up. And Leia is concerned about, and I think this is what everyone should know, is that there are some people that are concerned about the game of pickleball being too dangerous if the ball speeds up and if the paddles become too dangerous. Here's my thing. We used to shoot freaking BB guns at each other as kids and shoot bottle rockets out of 1/2-inch PVC on the 4th of July. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
pickleball is not
A dangerous sport.
I mean, yes, if you catch one in the eye, it can be very dangerous.
Oh yeah.
But maybe people should wear glasses if they're that worried about it.
Protective gear.
Yeah, wear some glasses, but I don't think speeding up the game is necessarily a bad thing,
You
right?
can wear the COVID space mask.
Oh, Jesus, don't go there. But what do you think? Do you think it's bad if the game speeds up?
No,
I mean, you can
think,
tell me
I
if-
think it'll actually be. I was watching a little bit of a match, and it was more towards the guys were playing it like tennis and not so much like pickleball. So they were just blasting it at each other. And me personally, I was like, hell yeah, this is fun. Instead of getting up to the line and being like, oh, here we go. They
Yeah,
were just
they're bangers.
rocking it at each other. And I was like, okay, I'm into this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not for everybody, but
I guess my thing is that yes, there needs to be rules. Yes, there needs to be regulations. But if Gearbox's paddle, and hats off to Gearbox, they designed and engineered a paddle that has a different core and does some things that other paddles don't. I don't think that paddle is for everybody. I think there's a lot of players that it's too much paddle for them, and they're not even good enough skill wise to be able
handle it,
to
yeah.
handle it. It's like giving a dude that thinks he likes to drive fast the difference between a Porsche 911 to a Bugatti. That could be dangerous. You know what I mean? It's like a
completely.
totally different thing. So my thing is it's I don't understand why people get so fired up about the danger side of it. But if you're really that concerned, dude, put on some friggin' glasses and, whatever. I mean, and here's the other thing. I personally have a belief that eventually you're going to see EVA foam paddles, which, are faster than that Gearbox, but they have a reduction in sound decibel wise. And eventually, if people want pickleball to grow in communities and have it quieter, we already know that the USAPA has already made a new class for EVA foam paddles, not specifically, but for quieter gear.
Yeah.
And if you didn't take that as an indicator that there's going to be some other stuff that happens, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
So-
technology is definitely just going to amp the whole entire game up.
Yeah.
And it's going to grow, and it's going to keep growing.
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah. Anyway, then the people talk about too, well, maybe the ball needs to get a little bit softer and not be as hard. And that it is easier to just change the ball rather than all the specs for all these paddles. But also I don't know, dude, yeah, I mean, getting hit in the eye with this thing at 50 miles an hour would definitely hurt. But if you're scared of that, put on some glasses. That's my take. Whatever. I don't know. I think the development and the continual increase in new technology and speed and all that is not necessarily a bad thing, as long as it's not out of control. Anyway, and some people might think that the Gearbox paddle is out of control. Apparently, Leah Jansen does.
Maybe she should play with one.
Maybe. I think she signed a YOLO contract. Oh. Anyway, let's talk about. I think it was on the Dink. I saw an article about Apple and pickleball, and basically they pulled a bunch of information in regards to what kind of volume or exercise levels were going on in the pickleball world based on people that are selecting the pickleball activity like in their app. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up real quick. Pickleball.
All the data that Apple's been taking off of your
Yes.
Apple Watches.
Not only are they listening and watching what you're ordering online, they're seeing how much you play pickleball. My wife, dude, I'll tell you this. My wife is so funny. Like, I kind of want Alexa for reasons, like just for ease of use reasons in my house. And my wife is like, you are not letting that thing in our house. And I'm like, babe, like.
Ours hates us. It's called Kitchen Bitch. That's what my wife named it. It's the Kitchen Bitch. And yeah, it likes certain people certain times of the day. Like it's all over the place. And
do you find it like helpful?
No, hell no.
No?
It's always it's frustrating.
Can't you order paper towels from Amazon from it?
I mean, you could, but we don't.
Well, dude, my wife's been gone for like a month and a half. I don't know if she's ever coming back. She might. She's got to at least get her stuff out of your house. Yeah, if you are gonna leave, babe, can you please come pick up all your crap because I could use a little bit of room. Anyway, but she literally does not want that thing in the house. But like she's been gone. And yeah, she doesn't want the Apple or the Alexa in the house, but also I haven't had paper towels for like 2.5 weeks. And like paper towels is one of those things when I go to the grocery store.
Well, you can take some from here. Aurora just ordered a bunch.
Why is it that only the females in my life are capable of ordering paper towels? Anyway, let's look at this. I'm gonna pull up this article real quick. Leave it to us, to Doug and Tim, to go down a tangent. So Apple announces that pickleball is the most popular racket sport. What the heck? Why does this say that server cannot be found? Hold on. Hold on. You'd think I'd have this up. Dude, this is like...
You have lost.
Is it because I'm on
connection.
Bluetooth?
Maybe.
Let's see real quick. Coming soon here, Dave. Or Jeff.
Soon.
Oh my God, now I'm on the San Francisco Chronicle that wants to charge me for this thing. Hang tight, Jeff. Yeah, this just basically says that over the summer, for the first time, the amount of people recording pickleball workouts on their Apple Watches surpassed the amount of tennis workouts, according to research published Wednesday from Apple, Brigham and Women's Hospital, and the American Heart Association. Pickleball interest has skyrocketed over the past few years, blah, 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 garnering attention from everyone from seniors to Gen Z. It's even said to be featured on this week's episode of The Golden Bachelor. Dude, my mom texted me that last night and was like, you got to tune into The Golden Bachelor and see if they're playing with bread and butter paddles. And I was like, Mom, I haven't had cable in my house for 15 years. I'm probably not going to watch that.
Yeah.
And then she replied back like all sad. She's like, they're all playing Gearbox paddles.
Oh,
like she was all sad. She's like, I wanted to see bread and butter. And I was like, Mom, it's only been 8 months. We haven't taken over the world yet.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Just give me another year.
Yep. Anyway, this article just goes on to talk about how both tennis and pickleball were popular across all ages 18 and up. Although avid pickleball players were slightly older, people who logged at least 10 pickleball workouts had an average of 51 compared to 41 among tennis players. I assume that's minutes. Both sports overall had more male participation than female, but among those who logged at least 10 workouts, pickleball had higher female participation rates. The study also found that people spent more time playing pickleball than tennis, 90 minutes versus 81. I read that wrong previously. I don't know what that whole 45 and 51 was. I'm going to link to this article down in the description. You guys can read it for more information. But tennis workouts average more time spent in higher intensity heart rate zones and had a higher average peak heart rate, according to the research. For tennis, the average peak heart rate was 9 beats per minute faster than pickleball. So basically, if you were to really break it down, and I haven't, but like, I think one of the things that it's saying is that, you know, pickleball is more aerobic rather than anaerobic. And if you look at my body shape, you can tell I'm very in tune with these things. So you should probably listen to everything that I'm saying. My point is, though, as you think about it, though, tennis is like usually, especially singles, it's like faster, elevated heart rate. You're covering more court.
Yeah.
Where pickleball is like a little bit slower, especially if you get into the dinking game. So it's probably, not probably, it is like a really good aerobic exercise, especially on the daily.
Oh, for sure. And then, I mean, I guess that comes to another question is like, is pickleball the only means of your workout during your day? Like, is that this thing that you're just doing to get a workout in? Or are you subsidizing other forms of workout? Are you stretching? Are you doing yoga to prevent wear and tear? I mean, because it's going to be all the same movement over and over again, you know, where, I mean, eventually you're going to wear down, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, what are pickleballers doing for caring for themselves?
I have to hang up on that. Sorry, that was a customer that probably just called us. I just hung up on you. Devin is on a flight to Chicago right now. I'm supposed to be responsible for this. I will call you back later. But no, back to your point, you know, there is other exercises that they should probably be doing. In my case, I should just probably exercise in general. Like, I'm not even at the point where I need to figure out what other, you know, add-on exercises I should be doing for pickleball. But my thing is, dude, is interesting is these people run around with these watches, and that's what I was talking to you earlier about is like, I don't wear a fitness watch. I had a Garmin, like a real fancy pants one, and I got rid of it because I was just like, it was too much data, dude. Like, it was like too much.
Between your phone
It's in my
and
phone.
your watch, and like you're competing against yourself, and you're looking at it, and you're like, well, I only did this so much yesterday, so I got to double my score today.
Yeah, or you like look at you go to sleep and you wake up the next day and your watch is like, Doug, we have bad news for you. You literally slept like shit last night. Your day is going to be miserable.
You died 3 times. No.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Our phone is like ringing in. Our phone is ringing in because we're Bluetooth. Should I just shut this off, Leo?
No, you just called. You just picked them.
Should I just shut this off?
No, let me just.
Let me.
Oh my God, dude. What is going on? This person, should we just dial this customer in and talk to him?
Well, we can't. I mean, the only person who's gonna be able to hear him is Leo. Is gonna be able to talk to him.
Let me call him real quick. Let's just do this shit. Yeah, let me see that.
Hello?
Hey, this is Doug with Bread and Butter. I just missed your call.
Hi, Douglas. It's Ann. I purchased one drip paddle and one silky paddle. I gotta say, they're pretty amazing.
Oh, awesome. Glad to hear you like them.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. I'm actually quite impressed. So you guys have quality stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
I'm testing. So I actually was really surprised how much I like the drip.
Okay.
But my question is, if I ended up wanting to go to the silk, can I just trade them out?
Well, when did you buy your paddles?
I just got it yesterday.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we have a 30-day lover to return a policy. So however you want to do it, like as long as we get one of the paddles back before the 30 days, we'll refund that paddle.
I mean, we're at a point where we were so impressed. We're like, maybe we don't want to give it back. Maybe we should just buy another one.
Well, I like that idea better than returning your paddle. Just
Me
so you know.
too.
By the way, you don't know
Me
that
too.
you don't know this, but we're actually filming a podcast right now, and we were testing a Bluetooth thing and like literally filming the podcast, and it kept ringing for the phone. So we actually live answered this thing, and like you don't have to be on the podcast, but if you want to be, you'll be on our next podcast having this conversation.
Sure.
Tim's even here. Say hi, Tim.
Hello.
Sure. Hi, Tim. Hello.
Yeah.
Are you the Viking dude with the long beard?
He is the
I
Viking.
think I know a couple of your relatives here.
He can't hear you, but she just asked if you're the Viking dude with the crazy beard.
I am the guy in the box.
He's the guy in the box.
You want to know something? The funny thing is, another dude who's not a Viking, who has a beard, who looks related to you.
He's
was
my
the one who
brother from
recommended
another
that
mother.
try your better. Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's having trouble hearing you
Yeah,
because
he invited us.
he doesn't have a headset on. I'm the only one that does. But yeah, no, just do whatever you want to do with the paddle, and if you want to return it, you can. If you end up wanting to keep them, I mean, there's both those paddles are awesome. One's got a little bit of a softer touch. I think you can't go wrong either way.
What I noticed though, the handle is maybe it's me, but it seems more rectangular than square.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, you're talking about that on the drip.
And yeah.
Yep.
But the handle on the Silk is spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. There was a lot more time that went in, and it's a more expensive construction process, and it's definitely a nicer paddle.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for your time. Enjoy your podcast. Feel free to use whatever you need for however you need, and thank you for answering my call.
Sounds good. The podcast will probably go up in the next week, and if you dial into it on YouTube, at some point in the middle of it, you'll see us like laughing that the phone keeps ringing in and we're hanging up on whoever it is, and I'm like, let's just take them on a live call. So thanks for playing along.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm happy to help.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So you can hand that back to him. Back to there's customer service. Like we're literally doing a podcast, taking phone calls on a Friday while drinking beers. So where were we?
We were talking about the Apple Watch.
Oh yeah,
telling you it's an AFib.
Yeah,
and how
that's my
we're not.
Yeah, I just found out.
Of it,
yeah, I found out that it'll like literally tell you if you're having a heart attack. And like my thing is, I worry about that crap all day anyway, just from like amount of stress and everything going on. And I'm like, I don't need a phone. Didn't you tell me you had a buddy that like?
Yeah, his Apple Watch told him he was in AFib twice, and he has family history of heart's disease, and it freaked him out. Like
Yeah,
it definitely can freak you out enough to where like you're just like, oh, I think I should go to the ER now.
Yeah.
But I mean, those things, they do have misreadings. It could be like the amount of sweat buildup underneath your wrist, it not connecting right. I mean, you could be dehydrated and it could be reading, like technology is awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome. It's really cool. People use it for great things, but also, I mean, it's got its downfalls or downturns, where it can really freak you out.
That's why I don't wear one, dude. I can't do it. It's just too much information. Like even like my resting heart rate, like you'll see like a couple days spike, and it's like, bro, I don't know. I just can't deal with it. So Anyway, I like a lot of things that Apple does. Amazing company, but when it comes to them
Knowing
living on my
everything about
wrist,
you.
I'm out. Like I feel like Julie. My wife's like no Alexa, but my wife wears like 2 smartwatches. But she's also in shape and has nothing to worry about. So it's just to each their own. Anyway, that's enough about the Apple stuff. The only other thing that I had that I wanted to talk about is, and this is like kind of old news, at least as far as pickleball goes, but Steve Kuhn bowing out of the MLP after all this crazy merger stuff and this and that. And like, I don't know how much you like know the whole story, Tim. I was like filling you in on some of it, but like he was like always like pickleball's advocate and like for the people and like the biggest lover of the sport. And like I don't know how I feel about the whole thing. I would like to get people's opinions in the comments about Steve and what happened. And if you don't know, you can do some reading up, but he basically resigned from the board. From what I heard and watched, he basically sent out an email to everybody and stated that, he was hoping that they would go easy on him, which I think Jimmy had basically said on King of the Court that is basically like a little bit of a, hey, don't sue me type thing. But, I've always looked at all of these guys that are investing large amounts of cash into pickleball at this time. And like, I guess this is probably like the more jaded, like cynical side of me. And like, it's probably not the most popular opinion, but I feel like a lot of these guys, like, and I'm not just Steve, but any of these guys that come in that are worth millions, billions of dollars, and they come into this space and try to get involved. They may love the game and they love the vibe, but like, let's be very clear. At the end of the day, they're capitalists. Like, they're trying to make money. And to me, when I saw him resign off all this stuff, I really did question, like, well, what does that mean? Like, are the finances of this thing like truly that bad? Which, you know, the rumor's gone round and round that it's been bad. But like, I don't know the ins and outs, which is why like I hit up Jimmy from King of the Court and asked to fly him in here from Utah and come on to the podcast. And I really want to dive into this because I'm not going to sit there and pretend to know everything that's going on. This guy knows everything about what's going on with that whole thing. But to me, it just kind of strikes me as like the guy left, resigned, went to focus on Duper, which arguably maybe a better business model.
He looks like he's going after the consumer.
Well, the consumer and something that's like not as much drama, it's got a more concise, clear business plan. He probably understands it a lot better, and it's easy for him to handle. It's like not a cheap endeavor by any means, but it's not $50 million or whatever that whole number was that was being invested in MLP, PPA with all these crazy salaries that, you know, may or may not be justified. Point is, it's just an interesting thing, and I would be curious to think or hear what people think about the whole Steve Kuhn MLP thing. And it's not for sure that we're going to have, you know, Jimmy involved or here for sure, but he's agreed that he said it sounds fun to come down. I told him I'd put him in a hotel here in Vero Beach, put him on the podcast. I'd like to sit down with him for an hour or so and just talk to him. But who knows how all that stuff is ultimately going to shape up and ship out. But I do know that, like, I just hope that the MLP and PPA finally get their stuff together. And, like, I don't know, with growth, wild things always happen, but also it's a lot of instability for the sport. And I just think that it'd be better if...
Are they going to become one and...
Well, that's what they
take over.
Well, they were separate. They were separate, and then they started to become one, and then they broke up, and then they went separate, and then now they're back
together,
coming back together.
Sounds like the greatest relationship.
Yeah, it's
ever.
like it's kind of like those neighbors that you know that you're like, why don't you guys just get divorced? Like, you guys
and just it'll be okay.
Yeah, you know, you're like sitting in your backyard at night, and it's like a nice, cool winter evening, and you start hearing like dishes break. And like things like get thrown through the house and like people yelling at each other, and everyone gets like, your whole night gets through. You're like, oh, our neighbors are fighting. Should we like
time to go inside?
Should we call the cops or go inside? And it's like, I don't know. Let's just figure this out. But point is, it's like you wish they could just get along. So
yeah,
we don't need wine glasses being thrown at each other. MLP and PPA, you all need to get along now. Get along. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I had this week, man. What do we at time wise, Leo? Does it give you a timestamp? Gotcha. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this week. Real quick, Tim, what do we...
Don't get hurt. Playing pickleballs.
It hit you in the eye. I'm hitting you in the eye. I think the thing that we're working on now, just so you know, is we've got, just to real quick go through the podcast setup in studio, we are building a back wall. We've got the back acoustic panels coming. We've got some signage that's being made right now. That's being made. All the camera gear and stuff is pretty much good. We got mic stands. We just don't have anything to attach them to. We're building out a table. We're already talking about guests to come on the show. If you are
showing them the Florida side of things,
show them the Florida side. If you're like a cool pickleballer dude or girl, and you think that you'd be an interesting guest on the podcast, and you think other people would want to watch or hear what you have to say, come on down. I've talked to a bunch of people. I'm only going to announce people that have like said, hey, I want to come do this, which is why I met Jimmy. I've got a couple others that have said yes, but I want to keep them silent for the moment. But yeah, we're going to bring guests in. We're going to have fun. We're going to have it all here in our studio. We're going to talk pickleball. And we're going to try to bring people in that are kind of focused on different niches of the market so we can like talk to them and have fun with it.
Sounds good.
And
maybe take them surfing. Maybe take them fishing.
Can you imagine Steve Kuhn on a surfboard?
We could definitely do it.
I mean, can you imagine me on a surfboard?
We could do that too. Don't you own a surfboard?
I do. I can get on a surfboard. I don't know that Steve's. I don't know that Steve Kuhn could actually stand up on a wave.
Well, if you could stand on that kitchen line,
That's true. Steve Kuhn, if you can stand on the kitchen line,
you could stand on a surfboard.
We've got at least like a 9 or 10 footer that you could probably get up on.
For sure.
Anyway, that's it, guys. We're gonna end this week. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully these get better and better. Half of this one is just testing audio and lighting, and we're now running all kinds of fancy pants stuff. We got Leo over there, and yeah, that's it. Are you throwing pickleballs at Leo?
Yeah.
Yeah, still pickleball. Keep throwing them at him. I'm gonna just keep throwing them. That's it.
Wake up.
That's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. BnB Pickleball. Check us out online, bnbpickleball.com, YouTube, Instagram. We're out.
Peace. Keep being weird.
Keep being weird.